happen here on the Travis D'Marco Show.
Things happen.
Sometimes people just come into the studio.
What is up?
Andrew Siciliano
Yes.
is here as well.
What up?
Everybody,
It's happening.
Introduce you, but everybody knows who you are.
Yes.
So I don't think we
that
need
far?
to do that. Yes.
I'm just a guy that used to work here 15 years ago and had weird bleeping flashbacks walking in here. And
Did you
coming up
really?
The elevator today.
Oddly enough, it's
What
funny you
popped
say
out?
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
The very first time I came to interview here,
Yeah.
you were sitting in the seat I'm sitting in right now.
Wow.
Seat right there at the back against
Yes.
the wall is Michael Thompson sitting right where DeMarco is.
Oh, my
sitting.
God.
And I was sitting right there waiting to do my. I had my little sport coat on. And by the
Mr.
way,
Hand sport
by
coat?
the way, it was getting. I was out of work at the time, and I'm like, anybody that does this occasionally,
Yeah.
you're in
Yeah,
between
yeah,
things.
Part of the job.
Yeah, and so I'm like, oh man, and Andrew and I have known each other for a very long time, and so I remember trying to think, hey, dude, you got to go in there and say something nice about me. You got to help me out here. So yeah, I remember
Did
sitting
you?
right
I
in
don't-
the spot.
Did you drop a
Of
nugget?
course I did.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Of
He
course
didn't
you
need
did.
my help, but of course.
he
did. Nice.
As far as I remember.
How you been?
I'm okay. How
Yeah.
are you guys?
Good.
Fantastic.
I would love to see your passport.
My passport?
You travel
I
everywhere.
had to get a new one.
You had to get a new
I
one.
had to get a new
Too
one.
many stamps?
No, it was expiring.
Oh.
yeah, like the 10-year thing. I had to get the new one. So
Yeah.
my new passport has absolutely nothing on
It's
it.
Okay.
clean as a
It
whistle.
is clean.
First destination in mind?
I
Any
don't
place?
know.
Yeah?
I know that is not a good answer. I might go down to Mexico City in a few weeks.
Okay.
Jorge.
Hit a couple of
Jorge,
restaurants.
Yeah.
If I had headphones on, Jorge, see, I can actually hear you, but I'm not prepared. I'm
all
sure what
talking
you're
in
saying was
Spanish.
fantastic, and we'll take your recommendations off the air.
Nice.
Maybe Mexico City.
And you hike around and do the real Mexico City
I
and
mean,
stuff.
I'd like to. I've never actually been to Mexico City.
Yeah?
So Brown's got a game coming up in London in October. Don't know against whom and which week. We might find that out next week at
Yeah.
the owners' meetings in Palm Beach.
I forgot you're doing Browns
Doing
play-by-play.
the Browns.
Oh,
You
my
guys,
God.
The Rams are not overseas, but you guys
Yes.
get Australia in 2 years.
In 2 years. Yeah. Looking forward to that. Kangaroos. Maybe we can sign one.
That would be an amazing. Let's go down.
Are
to
they good in the red
sideline.
zone?
DeMarco's
The
with
Kangaroos.
The Kangaroos in the red zone.
Look,
Yes.
they got
hops.
nice drive. But here's what I know. I've been doing my draft pad.
Right.
Very short arms.
Oh, short arms.
Very
Okay.
short arms. I don't know if
Come
it's
on,
going to
quick swim, get
translate
out.
well
Yes, sir.
to
Yes.
a long career. Their arms are too short.
This is a bit right here. Sean McVay talking about what do you call it? Onboarding the kangaroo that they just drafted, and to try to work him in with OTAs. Don't have rookie
That
minicamp,
kangaroo's
obviously,
going
for
in
the
motion.
kangaroo, but try to work him in. And can the kangaroo work at 11 person?
Or 12. Or
Or
12.
12.
Or 12.
They
or
like to
13.
operate
Yes.
out of 11
There you
most
go.
of the time.
or 13.
There you
And
go.
Can they activate the kangaroo
We're
in
bringing
this
the
set?
rhinoceros
Yes.
for 13
You are
personnel.
speaking the
There you go.
language.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You are
He's
speaking
first
the
one.
language.
Put his hand down.
There you go.
Can flex out if
Absolutely.
needed.
Yes, sir. My man. See?
All right, I got a little bit of business for you.
Yes.
You mentioned, obviously, the Browns. Are they going to take a quarterback? Would you like to see them take a quarterback? Do you think they'll take a quarterback?
I think they need to take a quarterback. The question is, do you take that quarterback at 2? I think I'm not going to be the guy that says this is a one quarterback draft. I think there's one quarterback above the rest, and that is the guy that worked out Monday in Miami. I think Cam Ward.
Yeah.
I am not entirely convinced. There's some people that think, well, they took 18 people, they being the Titans, to Miami. They had their whole video crew. That must mean they are taking him. Or it means they're putting on a show and they want to drive
The price
value
up. Yeah.
I am not anti-Shador at all. I want to make that clear. I don't know that he should be the second overall pick. I think Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, I think those guys have second overall pick written all over them. They're the first overall pick in many drafts.
Sure.
Certainly, even though the quarterback usually goes number 1. They need to add to their quarterback room. Right now, their quarterback room is Kenny Pickett. End of sentence. That's it. It is their quarterback
You'd
room is
probably
Kenny
like to
Pickett.
be a little deeper at that
You think?
spot.
Yeah.
If the Browns were to play the Steelers week 1 this year, right now it would be Kenny Pickett against Mason Rudolph or Skylar Thompson for the Steelers. So both of those teams need to add a
won't be on
quarterback.
TV.
They will add a quarterback. Will it be at 2? Will it be at 33? They pick the top of the second round. They have 2 threes from the Amari Cooper trade. There is going to be another quarterback added.
What do you guys think about the idea of just kind of, instead of the rifle approach, the shotgun approach, and
Get a lot of picks?
Take a lot of quarterbacks and see if you can't find one. And I know that you got other things that you got to do.
Other teams have done it.
That I'm going to take, and maybe you don't take a bunch in one draft, but in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, if there's a guy there that might be a pro at that position, let's bring him in there and kick the tires on this until you find the guy that you know you got the guy.
It depends on what you got on your roster.
If you're Cleveland and you're nowhere at that position.
When you said Abdul Carter, we said this before the show. Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett, yes, please. That's a different side of me.
Good.
I love defense. Yeah, I don't think you throw the ball at all. Travis Hunter is actually interesting. It really is. You need corner help and receiver help. He does both.
He does. Andrew Berry was the Browns GM was on the record in Indianapolis at the Combine saying that the Browns see Hunter as a wide receiver first, and then a corner.
Interesting.
Other teams see him as a corner first, and
what's he better
then
at?
a wide
Do you guys
receiver.
think?
I thought he was a better corner.
Okay.
Yeah, it just depends on what you. Either way, he's a great player. But I thought he was a better cornerback. But if you play him at receiver, you use him at corner in spot duty, or vice versa. If he's a full-time corner, use him at receiver in spot duty.
Wherever he goes,
because there's no way in hell you're doing both in the NFL consistently.
You can't do 150 snaps a game.
Heck no. You wouldn't.
Cannot. 1,100 snaps a year and 150 snaps a game. That is not sustainable at this level. It just is not. He's going to have to play both ways. I think he's the most fascinating player on the board. Cam Ward's going to be fun. Abdul Carter is going to be fun. But where Travis Hunter goes and what he does next season is going to be as fun a storyline, individual storyline, as there is in the NFL. And he's a lovable kid, too.
Yeah.
He's a really good, hardworking,
face of the league type good kid. Yeah.
Yes, he could be that guy.
Yeah, he could be that guy. He's that good. That's what. He makes more sense at two. I like your idea of the shotgun approach. It just depends on who those guys are at the end of the draft.
4 in one draft. I'm saying
you can't take 4.
Let's say you take one this year. That's, to your point, Andrew, a little bit further down the draft. That you don't see somebody that you love high, but you see somebody that you like in the middle. Take him. The next year, same kind of thing.
I always thought I would end my draft with a quarterback.
Yeah.
I would always.
It worked out okay for the Niners?
Yes. Yeah. I would always end my draft with a quarterback just for that reason.
There's enough guys that hit in a meaningful way deep in the draft to roll the dice occasionally on that does not seem like a bad strategy.
No.
Maybe you're going to miss on some depth at this position or that position, but like we've talked about a million times, if I don't have that mostly right, I'm kind of stuck in the mud.
The Packers did it for years with Ron Wolf, whether it was Hasselbeck or Aaron Brooks. They would always take that mid-round quarterback and develop that guy.
Smart.
The Washington football franchise did it in 12 with RG3, but he was at 2, and then Kirk Cousins in the 4th round. There's obviously the Aikman-Walsh thing as well with the Cowboys years ago.
Don't ever say that name to me ever again.
I got it. I don't know that they're going to take 2 swings here.
Yeah.
But look, it's what the Giants are doing with the veteran market. The Giants just signed 2 bridges. They have 2 bridges in New York now.
They paid a lot more for one than the other.
They paid more for one than the other. A lot of bridges in New York. But look, I'll tell you right now, after seeing Jameis up close, I love him. One of my favorite people in the league, period. They are both energetic leaders, infectious personalities, very, very different, both spiritual guys. But Jameis is going to throw the heck out of that football in the preseason and in training camp. I'm not saying he's going to win the job, but do not be surprised if the back page headlines after a couple of preseason games in New York are pushing for Jameis.
Wouldn't be shocked at all. Head to head, I wouldn't be shocked if he beat him out.
He's going to throw to the other team a lot. You got to get
He'll
ready.
do that
Guaranteed.
too.
Yes.
I hope that Jameis has success in New York because I like him too. I think he's a really interesting guy. However, the sooner we can get him on TV every week, the better. I think he's going to be amazing.
I told him that in New Orleans. I said, I don't know where your next stop is going to be. I hope you play for 10 more years. But personally, I am so happy for you that the last couple of months, and that week in New Orleans, he was everywhere. He was the mayor. That the last couple of months, you have set yourself up for a second career for life.
What did he say? I'm curious.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He understands?
He gets it.
Does he still want to win?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's all I care about.
100%. Okay. And if the Browns didn't, DTR was the third guy, UCLA's DTR. If they didn't just feel the need, hey, we got to see what we have. Jameis would have finished. His shoulder was also a bit jacked up as well. It wasn't just, hey, we're trying to tank. His shoulder was messed up.
I'm sure he would love to win and win at the highest level doing what he does, is playing quarterback in that league, but he will win in TV.
Yeah, it may not matter.
He will be a star on TV.
No
it's
doubt.
authentic, too.
Yes.
It's real.
Yeah.